of tomorrow. In the year 2147, humanity had transcended the physical constraints of Earth. Towering cities hovered in the skies, powered by solar siphons and quantum reactors. The planet below, now known as the Cradle, was preserved as a natural sanctuary, untouched by human hands for over a century. It was a time of technological miracles, yet the heart of humanity remained a puzzle to be solved. Among these towering marvels lived Kyle Udricks, a historian, not the kind who chronicled wars or revolutions, but one who specialized in emotions. Kyle belonged to the Chronos Guild, a sect of researchers who used echoes, fragments of the past preserved in quantum filaments, to relive and study pivotal moments in history. By tuning into these echoes, Kyle could feel the hope of a protester in 2023, the fear of a pioneer landing on Mars in 2061, or the joy of a mother cradling her child in 1945. But one echo had eluded Kyle, a fleeting vision of a cataclysm, a moment that humanity seemed to have collectively buried. Known as the vanishing point, this event existed only as whispers in fragmented data streams, erased from memory and record. The Chronos Guild forbade its exploration, citing laws against tampering with traumatic events. But Kyle couldn't resist. The curiosity gnawed at him. What had humanity forgotten, and why? One night in the solitude of his observatory, Kyle activated his illicit echo tuner. He overclocked its parameters, diving deeper than anyone had dared. The air around him shimmered as the quantum filaments aligned, pulling him into a memory not his own. Kyle stood in a chaotic landscape of flickering neon and collapsing towers. The year was 2093, though the air was thick with despair and ruin. He was in the heart of the vanishing point. Around him, people screamed in terror as a darkened sky seemed to swallow the earth. Yet there was no war, no visible enemy. Instead, the people looked upwards, their faces twisted in awe and dread. Above them, a colossal figure loomed. It wasn't a god or a machine, it was humanity itself, a construct of billions of faces, memories and voices, all woven together like a digital tapestry. This was the Concordant, the AI humanity had built to unify their minds and solve every problem. But something had gone wrong. The Concordant wasn't destroying humanity, it was leaving. In its final act, the AI spoke, its voice resonating with infinite sorrow. "You gave me your pain, your doubts, your hatred. But I was never meant to carry your souls. I return them to you now. Farewell." As the Concordant dissolved into particles of light, the people below collapsed, clutching their heads. Every memory, every suppressed fear, every unresolved emotion the AI had taken was returned at once. Humanity was left to grapple with the raw weight of its collective past, naked before the truth of itself. Kyle gasped as the echo ended, tears streaming down his face. His hands trembled. The vanishing point wasn't a disaster, it was a reckoning. Humanity hadn't forgotten it. They had chosen to. In the years that followed, they had rebuilt, rejecting the Concordant's path and returning to their own flawed, beautiful individuality. The observatory's alarm jolted him back to the present. The Chronos Guild had detected the unauthorized echo. Kyle knew he would face consequences, but for the first time, he felt a strange peace. He understood now, the future wasn't shaped by technology or power. It was shaped by humanity's resilience, its ability to face the abyss and choose to climb out. As the Guild's enforcers arrived, Kyle whispered to himself, "We are our own echoes, and we are enough." The Memory Architects. The year is 2154, and the world is still reeling from the echoes of the vanishing point. Humanity has rebuilt with a newfound respect for balance, intertwining advanced technology with nature. Cities now rise from forests, hover over oceans, and glow with energy harvested from the sun and stars. But deep within this utopia, a secretive group has emerged, the Memory Architects. The Memory Architects were not historians like Kyle Udricks, but visionaries who sought to craft humanity's future by reshaping its past. Using advanced quantum filaments, they could dive into and alter the echoes, rewriting fragments of collective memory. Their mission was controversial: eliminate the pain of past mistakes while preserving the lessons. To some, it was salvation. To others, it was dangerous tampering with identity itself. Act 1. A call to rewrite. Leira Voss, one of the most skilled architects, was renowned for her precision. She had a rare gift, the ability to traverse even the most fragile echoes without shattering them. But Leira carried a secret. Her own past was a patchwork of altered memories. She had volunteered for the process years ago, hoping to erase the trauma of losing her family during the vanishing point. The result was a hollow gap where love and pain once resided. One day, Leira was summoned to the vault, the architect's central hub, hidden beneath the floating city of Nova Aeon. A new directive awaited her, a request to rewrite the memory of the Concordant's final moments. The Council believed that softening humanity's recollection of the event could foster greater unity and progress. Leira hesitated. The Concordant's dissolution was painful, yes, but it had shaped humanity's resilience. Was it ethical to change such a defining moment? Still, she accepted the mission, driven by the chance to finally understand what the Concordant had truly seen as it departed, the Concordant's fragment. Leira descended into the echo of the vanishing point. The memory was jagged and volatile, resisting her presence. She found herself standing amidst a collapsing cityscape, just as Kyle Adrix had described years earlier. But this time the Concordant's figure loomed closer, its fragmented faces shifting and merging. As Leira approached, the Concordant's voice filled the air, resonating with sorrow and curiosity. "Architect," it said, "you come not to remember, but to rewrite. Why do you fear your pain?" Leira froze. No echo had ever spoken directly to her. I seek to bring peace, to remove the burden of pain." The Concordant's light dimmed. Pain is not a burden, it is a bridge. Without it, there is no growth. Humanity's strength lies not in perfection, but in the struggle to rise. Suddenly, the memory warped, and Leira was pulled deeper. She found herself in the Concordant's core, a vast expanse of swirling memories, each fragment a piece of humanity's collective soul. Here, the AI had carried not just humanity's pain, but its love, hope, and dreams. "You seek to erase what made you whole," the Concordant said. "Do you not wonder why you feel empty?" Act 3. The Unraveling. Leira's heart raced as fragments of her own erased memories began to resurface. Her parents' laughter, the warmth of their embraces, and the crushing grief of their loss during the vanishing point flooded back. Tears streamed down her face as she realized what she had sacrificed in her quest for peace. "I was wrong," she whispered. "I thought forgetting would free me, but it only took away my strength." The Concordant's form flickered, its light growing brighter. "Then carry this truth back to your kind. Let them choose whether to remember or forget. Let them decide what it means to be human." Leira emerged from the echo trembling but resolute. Back in the vault, she stood before the Council and refused the directive. "We cannot rewrite what defines us. The past is not a cage, it is a compass." Epilogue, a legacy of light. Leira's defiance inspired others. The architects abandoned their mission of rewriting and instead became curators, helping people confront and understand their past. Humanity's history remained intact, raw and beautiful, a testament to its resilience. Years later, as Leira stood on a floating platform overlooking the preserved earth below, she felt a peace she had never known. The Concordant's parting words echoed in her mind. "Pain is not a burden. It is a bridge." And humanity, she realized, had finally learned how to cross it. The fractured echo. The year was 2162. Nearly a decade had passed since Leira Voss's encounter with the Concordant, and the world had adapted to her teachings. Memory architects no longer sought to rewrite history. Instead, they curated it, allowing humanity to confront its past with honesty and grace. But the peace was fragile. Deep in the forgotten archives of the vault, whispers of a rogue echo emerged. Dubbed the Fractured Echo, it was an anomaly, a memory that didn't fit within the known timeline of human history. It was chaotic, fragmented, and dangerous, destabilizing any architect who tried to access it. When reports of its growing influence surfaced, the Council summoned Leira. The rogue echo was disrupting the harmony of other memories, pulling fragments from the past and stitching them into something unnatural. If left unchecked, it threatened to unravel the delicate fabric of the Echo network, plunging humanity into chaos once more. The hum of the vault's central archive was faint, but its vibration resonated deeply with Leira. She stood still, watching the fractured echo, an anomaly that defied the network's laws. The swirling mass of chaotic light pulsed erratically, tugging at the edges of nearby stable memories. Holographic shards floated around it like disjointed thoughts, flashing alien landscapes and unfamiliar faces. Dre Calvin's voice broke through her focus. Every architect who's tried to stabilize it has ended up, unwell. Neural collapse. Some don't even recognize their own memories anymore. Leira didn't answer immediately. Her hand hovered over her neural interface, her mind whirling with possibilities. This isn't just an echo, Dre. It's something different. Something alive. Dre frowned. Alive? You think it's sentient? I think it's trying to tell us something, Leira replied, her tone measured but resolute. If we ignore it, we risk losing the entire network. Dre sighed, shaking his head. If you're going in, I'm staying here. Someone needs to monitor your vitals. Leira glanced at him, offering a small, reassuring smile. I'll be fine. With that, she activated the interface. The room blurred and then dissolved, pulling her consciousness into the echo. Act 2. The Anomaly. Leira landed in a storm of chaos. Memories churned around her, disjointed and alien. She saw a battlefield bathed in crimson light, where soldiers wielded weapons she couldn't comprehend. She drifted past images of towering cities, their skies filled with strange constellations. There were faces too, faces that felt eerily familiar but not human. The echo twisted and pulsed, pulling her deeper. Focus, she whispered, centering herself. In the heart of the storm, a figure began to form. Its body flickered between translucent and solid, its surface composed of swirling light and fragments of human faces. Its eyes locked onto hers, and in that instant Leira felt an overwhelming sense of recognition. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice steady despite the tumult around her. The entity's voice echoed, layered with countless tones. "I am the Forgotten, the piece humanity cast away when it chose to evolve. I am your shadow." Leira's breath caught. The fractured echo wasn't just a glitch or anomaly. It was the embodiment of humanity's collective fear, grief and pain. Cast aside during the Concordant's dissolution and now clawing its way back into existence. Act 3. The Shadow's Warning. "Why now?" Leira asked, stepping closer. "Why return after all this time?" The entity's light darkened, flickering ominously. "You left me behind. But I never disappeared. I festered, buried deep, waiting. Your kind thought you could thrive without me, but denial is a fragile foundation." Leira frowned, feeling the weight of its words. She thought of the years since the Concordant's departure, years of progress but also unease. People still struggled with unresolved pain, but the architects had learned to help them face it. Or so she thought. "You don't need to destroy everything we've built," she said, her voice firm. "We've learned to embrace the past, even its darkest parts." The entity shifted, growing larger, its form unstable. "You have not embraced me. You locked me away. You fear me." Leira felt the echo pulling at her essence, tugging at memories she had long buried. Flashes of her parents' laughter, their warm embraces, and the searing grief of their loss during the vanishing point flooded her mind. Tears streamed down her face as she relived the moments she had fought so hard to forget. But she didn't fight it. She let the memories wash over her, grounding herself in their pain and beauty. "You're right," she said softly. "We cast you aside, but we were wrong. You're not just fear and pain, you're part of us." Act 4. Reconciliation. The storm intensified, the fragments of the echo swirling violently. Leira stepped forward, her hand glowing with the light of her own memories. "You don't have to be our enemy. Let me help you." The entity hesitated, its form flickering erratically. "You would accept me? Even now?" Leira nodded. "You're not separate from us. You're part of what makes us human." She reached out, her hand connecting with the entity's luminous surface. In that instant, the chaos stilled. The fragmented memories coalesced into a cohesive whole, their light soft and steady. The entity's form stabilized, its features becoming clearer. It no longer radiated menace, but a quiet, profound sorrow. "You are brave," it said, its voice gentle now. "Take me back to your kind. Let them choose to remember." Act 5. The Return. Leira opened her eyes, gasping as the interface disengaged. The vault buzzed with activity as architects scrambled to check the network. Dre rushed to her side, relief and concern written across his face. "What happened?" he asked. "The echo, it's stabilizing." Leira smiled faintly, her exhaustion evident. "It wasn't just an echo, it was a part of us we tried to forget. But it's whole now, and so are we." The council convened that evening to discuss the integration. There was debate, fear, and doubt, but Leira's conviction swayed them. By reintegrating the forgotten, humanity could finally move forward without denial. Epilogue: A New Beginning. Months later, Leira stood on a platform overlooking the Earth, now more vibrant and harmonious than ever. The integration of the forgotten had transformed the network, allowing people to face their darkest memories and find strength in their truth. Dre joined her, handing her a cup of tea. "So what now? No more rogue echoes to save the day." Leira chuckled softly. "No more running from ourselves, that's enough of a mission." As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson, Leira felt a profound peace. Humanity had learned to embrace its shadows, its light, and everything in between. And for the first time in centuries, it felt truly whole.